Hi everyone, it's Nathara, and today we're going to be going over the new light chase, Moonlit Hunt. It is their take on the whole Artemis theme. Everything about this dress is massive. The bird, the bow, the dress, it's just all super huge. But I am really excited to see how these pieces are kind of like by themselves, because I know not everyone is going to be able to get the entire set, and so you need to see how you might be able to use the pieces by themselves. But I also just don't like to style whole suits as they are given. I know that they're a set and they're supposed to go together, but I like to see how they are used outside of that set as well. So I like to look at these things all by themselves. You really can't see this hair from the display, but I mean, it does look lofty and floaty. The dress, I have seen a few like on Red Note. I have seen a lot of stylings, or at least it's just the dress and they have it like starlighted and they're going through all colors. It's so gorgeous. This coat is so cool. I love the feathers on it and the armored plate. Awesome. Of course, the bird is really like just like a really big animal. I don't know how often I'm going to use it. I don't use the dragon that often, and likewise I don't use the deer and like the blaze, or I can't remember what it's called, the other deer looking thing, but it's not a deer, it's like some mythological creature. I just can't remember. We have a nice butt thing. I think it's gonna be in the, it's definitely gonna be in the tail accessory thing. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. I think it's just giant ribbons, a nice crown with moons and everything for Artemis, these amazingly cool antlers. I'm so excited about those. Another facial accessory, really fun. I love those. Some earrings. It looks like it's gonna have a deer popping out, and I love all the hoops on it. Oh, those look gorgeous. Also, this necklace is really cool. I like how it's thorns coming around the neck. That's awesome. And the bow is so huge. Like, it's massive. It's like no joke, in your face. The gloves look really cool, actually, now that I'm looking at that. I can't wait to look at them in the wardrobe. These socks are like flower petal socks. They're pretty cute. I'm obsessed with these shoes. I know some people may not like them because they're like animalistic, but these are so cool. I cannot wait to see how the crystals die. I'm a little worried how the crystals are going to die, if it's going to die like how the sock from the vampire set is, or if it's going to die like the crystal arm from the Plume Prayer set. I hope it's more like the crystal on the sock and not the arm, because I don't like how the arm dies. For our 5-star set, we get a cute little bob. Nothing too crazy about it. I think we actually have a couple bobs that kind of do like this. Like, they've got the little bangs and they curl by the face. I mean, it's cute, don't get me wrong, but I think we have a couple already, and I would have liked like a different hairstyle maybe. This dress hopefully dyes really nicely. I don't like it that it's all like monotone right now. It doesn't really excite one, you know, like it's just hard to see the details, and it kind of puts me off on it. A back tattoo, of course, we get a back tattoo. I'm most excited about this hat for this set though. It does look like it's gonna have some obnoxious light particles on it though. You can see them in the display right there, but the hat by itself looks awesome. I can't wait to scale it up. These earrings are really big. I kind of would have liked it had both flowers been dead. I think the one below is dead, so having both of them dead would be cute. These gloves are sick though. I like these gloves. Oh, another butt bow. Okay. Oh, these are really nice socks. These are cute. And I love that they gave them, even though you can't even see the socks underneath this dress, that they gave us usable socks outside of the outfit as well. These shoes look, I wish I could see the back, the heel. From the little display right here, the heel looks really cool, but when you open it up, you can't see the heel, and I'm just like, why would you do that? I need to see the whole shoe. For our 4-star set, I'm not excited about this one at all. It's a layered dress, I guess, a handbag, some little earrings, some forearm gloves with some jewels on it. I think I've got enough gloves that do exactly this, so I'm not excited about that. But I mean, at least they're 4-star, so it'll be cheaper to unlock. A little necklace, some nothing socks. Why would they put socks with this outfit? A little odd. And then some shoes that are so nondescript, I think they could be replaced with any other shoe and you wouldn't even notice. So the 4-star is pretty boring for me. Not excited about any piece on it. Our loose 6-star pieces, definitely not excited about these earrings. They're 6 stars and it looks like they're only gonna have 2 die slots, the black and the gold slot. This hairpiece though, super exciting. I can't wait to try and move this around. I kind of want to scale it up and spear it through my doll's head and turn her into a corpse bride. I am so excited about that. I have been dreaming about that piece and doing that outfit since I saw that piece. This little handheld, again, there's nothing to this. I'm not excited about this piece. For our loose 5-star pieces, we do have this little dress, which reminds me of another dress. I'll see if I can pull it up. Maybe I'm crazy, but it kind of reminds me of a dress like a bubble one. I think it's bubble something. This dress, I'm hoping the dye on it is good. Those roses look like they're going to be an overlay dye system, and I'm kind of already wagging my finger at it. A little bracelet. These earrings are sort of cute. I like the fluff ball on them. A silly little bow, useless. And anklets, but they added a thing of ribbon to it, I guess, to make it more unique from the other one that looks exactly like this. And some zebra print gloves. So if anyone is from my era, we can definitely take that white and dye it hot pink and make some funny little, you know, reminiscent outfits. Nothing new in the loose 5-star category. For our makeup, I'm excited about these contacts, Koi Serenade. Those look so cute. Doesn't look like they're gonna be moving though. I could be wrong, but they look like they might be the static ones. And watch this pair, Shattered Galaxy, be the ones that move. And then watch it just be like those gold parts that just kind of like sway at the bottom of your eye. That would be unfortunate. This cute facial paint, I really do like this one, and the only thing I don't like now is that, I mean, I like that we have the facial accessory adjustment, but when you like scale it and you make it bigger, it gets kind of pixely. At least it does for me on my end. I don't know if anyone else gets a clear-cut picture, but for me, it just doesn't turn out. But I would love to be able to scale this up really big and have it take up a bigger part of her face. Our lipstick, Berry Burgundy, super worried about this. I'm wondering if it's actually gonna be transparent or if it's only transparent on a pale doll, but we will see. Powder Wings, this looks like 2 lipsticks that we got in the last light chase, so that's not exciting at all. And Perfect Vow looks like black and either white. Pet Kitty's head, no more worries ahead. What does this have to do with cats? Are there cats on the eyelashes? I don't know, but it looks like black and white eyelashes, so we'll see. For our ally, we get Sean's Dance of Prayer, and he looks really devious in this one. I really like it. Also, I like this like really like crispy dead looking hand down here that are all waving towards him, like stuck on the strings and everything. That's so cool. Though I really wish, again, that this card would have been paired with the Dance of Deceit card, because this outfit matches it so well. I don't know why they keep like mixing the cards and the light chases up. It's so weird. For our decom, we get this crazy dress. I mean, not crazy like some of the other decom dress that are just chock full of stuff. Like design wise, I really like this dress, but I'm really worried about the dye slots. It does look like everything's separate, so I will be able to dye all my metal, cloth, and maybe this shoulder jewel at a different time, because let me show you. I got this dress, I think it was a fashion code dress, and I was so excited about it. I was like jumping up and down, not really, but like, you know, you get what I'm saying. But the problem I have with it is that, let me show you. So it's not even fully dyeable, and look at that. What is this orange on this crystal? Like all these crystals and all these beads and all this metal work is all dyeing on the same dye slot, and I cannot stand it. So I had never used this dress, and like I'm so salty with it. Like I just want this to be black and gold, but now it's like black and orange and yellow, and I'm just like, no. And it sucks because this is such a pretty like cut dress. I love like the drapes, and the thigh slit actually looks really good. I don't know, I just got so disappointed with it. And I'm so worried that this one is gonna have some of these same issues. Like I can see the metal work, the crystal work, the bead work and everything, and I'm just nervous that it's gonna have the same problems. Actually, oh my gosh, look, we can already see a non-dyeable dye slot. You see these yellow crystals right here next to this seal hat? I don't think those are dyeing. I don't think any of those crystals are dying. No, okay. The green ones for sure are dying, but those yellow ones, maybe they're dying too. An overlay system, maybe? Ooh, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I feel like it's a trap. But oh my gosh, does it look so good. It looks like a Greek goddess dress. Moving on, we get a little pen and paper, or parchment and paper, excuse me. So it'll pair really nicely with this if you're going for like a Greek philosopher look. This is cute. I can't stand all of the light debris on it. I am thinking I'm gonna get this one, and I'll see if you can starlight those away. I don't know if you're gonna be able to though. They kind of look like the type that'll just turn black and kind of have that gray cast. You do have the option to also get this seal hat, which also has light particles coming off of it. I'm not going to get this one. I mean, it's cute and everything, but I know I just won't get that much use out of it. I don't do outfits like this too often. For our items, we get a Scene Blossom Corridor. Looks super small even from right here, and I can already see that really harsh light. But I'm gonna get this scene. I always get all the scenes, but I do like all the photo frames and everything. That's really cool. You can also get this furniture piece, Reincarnation Pool. It looks awesome. I think it's a bathtub. Yeah, the one bathing with you may not be a human. That's the coolest looking bathtub I've ever seen. A avatar frame, an avatar, she looks gorgeous. A chat bubble, pretty cool looking chat bubble. A dynamic photo frame, a cute effect, and then another effect, starlight proof. That looks pretty similar to another effect that we already have. So, I mean, if any of you who get these effects, you might want to just verify that we have something like this. I'm pretty sure we do. Before I get started, I did actually hear that through a Discord channel and on Red Note myself that the quality of the 6-star suit is actually not like a 6-star standard. Like the metal on it just doesn't gleam and show how metal normally looks. It just kind of looks low poly a little bit. We're gonna see if they fix that or if that's true. I really hope it's not. I really hope this is a 6-star quality dress because it's gorgeous and big and, you know, super fantastical, and I'm always here for fantasy. But let's go ahead and get started so we can check all of that out. Here's our first tin pull. So we got our 6-star earrings, very nice. Our 4-star earrings, our 5-star shoes, our loose 5-star anklets, our 4-star socks. That was a pretty good pull. Pull 20. There's our 5-star bob, our 4-star necklace, our loose 5-star bracelet. That's all we got. Pull 30. Oh my gosh, we got our bow. Super huge, my goodness. And we got our loose 6-star coin pouch, whatever that is, our 4-star handbag, our 5-star socks. Those are so pretty. Some makeup, a 4-star dress. What makeup was that? I clicked so fast. Ice Age. Oh, I was like, what even was that? I forgot to scroll down and see if there's any new loose makeup. There is. We got an eyeshadow called Ice Age. I'm so sorry about that, but let's go ahead and continue. This is going to be pool 40. We got our 4-star shoes and our 5-star back tattoo, our loose 5-star bow, and there's our 4-star gloves. So that's our 4-star complete and 40 pulls. Super standard. Oh, her makeup. My goodness. I really wish you could like rotate the dolls right there, but you can't. Oh my goodness, we got our 6-star dress and 40 pulls. That's insane. Okay, let's go. Pull 50. There's our loose 6-star earrings, our loose 5-star dress. There is our 5-star dress. Not bad. Got a bunch of dresses. Pull 60. There's our antlers. Oh, those are so cool. And our gloves. Oh, nice. 2 6-stars in one go. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. I mean, if you want to keep coming, there's our 5-star gloves. That was a nice pull. That was nice. Pull 70. There is our loose 5-star earrings. There's our 5-star set earrings. Oh my gosh, our coat. I am so excited about that. Pull 80. Our facial piece. Yay. And there's our 5-star hat and our butt bow. Very nice. Contacts. Oh, is that our first makeup piece? Dang, that took a while. 80 pulls to get to some makeup. Pull 90. And there is our 5-star butt bow. So that is our 5-star complete in 90 pulls and 9 pieces. That was one piece every pool, though I think we got a double once and we missed one entirely at one point. I can't remember. It kind of almost looks like, with that flower on her chest, it looks like a black hole. I wonder if I can try to turn it into that, you know? Oh, we got our gloves. Pool 100. There's our super cool shoes. Oh my goodness. And our necklace, another double 6-star pool. Ooh, pool 110. We haven't pulled the ally card yet though, which is kind of making me nervous. There's our loose 5-star dress. We get our contacts, the ones that I'm excited about. All right. Pool 120. Oh, we're here. I cannot wait to see how this thing is. It looks like it's just going to be like static. I wonder if it's going to be really hard to get like in pictures and everything. And our hairpiece. Wow. Oh, and there's our ally card. Ooh. Oh goodness, those hands. That's really such a cool aesthetic though. All right, cool. That was a great pull too. Pool 130. There's our eyelashes. Oh, that was a sad pull. Pool 140. And there's our big bird. And our socks. So that is our 6-star complete in 140 pulls. Oh my gosh, look at all those details and all those pieces. Oh yeah, did you see that? I saw it, the metal work on the chest. Oh, I love how she sits on the moon though. Ooh. Oh, and there's our lipstick. All right, so oddly enough, we're still missing 2 pieces of makeup, so I'm gonna continue pulling. But it did only take me 140 pulls to get the entire outfit. I just need those last 2 pieces of makeup to complete the light chase. So this is pool 150, and there's our facial piece. And of course, it couldn't be generous and give me the other makeup piece. Pool 160, and there we go. Oh, it's even that lipstick. It's probably because I smack talked it. And it was like, fine, I'll make you wait for it. Oh, at least we got some dupes of the 6-star though. That's nice. Oh my gosh, and of course the card is a lively card. What do you get for evolving him? Some sneakers with a kiss print. Those are kind of lame. I mean, we got plenty of sneakers. I'm sorry if anybody liked those. What a shame. They could have given us like such a cool like evolve thing that matches the card's aesthetic, but no, it's just some sneakers. But okay. Oh, you know what? This card's super similar to this card. Pretty similar. Pretty similar. Maybe they'll decorate one of the other boys sometime in this aesthetic. That'd be super nice. So with that 100 and what was it, 60 pulls that I did, I was able to get 625 decom points, which is enough for me to get the scene because I'm always going to get that first. And now I've got 225 left, but I'm gonna go spend the rest of my coupons because I do want this dress, I do want this handheld, and I do want this furniture piece. So I'm gonna go make that happen really quick. And here's our ally card again. Here's our evolved version of him. And unfortunately, they cheated us again, and they didn't give us a big pick. Like, that sucks. And she's also wearing the Dance of Deceit hair in this with the Myriad Wonder top. Super weird. I don't know. They should have just made this card be the one for Dance of Deceit. But I mean, I need to read the story to figure out why he's crying. I'm guessing someone died. Maybe she's dying. Maybe he died. I don't know. We'll see. Wow, they're not even like sneakers. They're slip-on sneakers. And they only have 2 dye slots. But I mean, I guess they're fully dyeable. Your first dye slot's going to be the base of the shoe, and then your second is just going to be the lip part. I'll never use these. And here is our Invincible Moon 6-star set. There's so much going on. Oh my goodness. And it looks like the idol for her coming in is super long. So you'll have to like fight with that every single time you put the whole suit on. She'll just be doing this idle until you can like till she stops moving. That's a really cool finishing pose though, and I really wish that, because I think this is the posture right here, but I wish the one on the knee was the posture. That was super. Let me look at them. I can look at it right here. Yeah, it's this one and then that. That's a shame, because the one with her hand on the knee, that was so cool and so handsome. Oh my gosh. But yeah, this hair is massive. I can't even, let me go in photo mode and see if I can just like scooch out And yeah, look how big this suit is. Oh my gosh. That's insane. Right here she is in all white. I don't really see any undyeable areas. But the hair's so big I can't see all the way up there, but I don't think it looks undyeable anyway. So let me go ahead and dye it all black to really see. Oh, look at those legs. There's a lot of purple in there that's making me a little nervous, but we'll see. Alright, so aside from the massive like light particles that you can't dye, it doesn't look like anything is undyeable at first glance. It does look like the socks are gonna dye nicely. With the crystals, it looks like Starlight might be able to get rid of that purpleness, but everything does look dyeable. I'm gonna go ahead and do this piece by piece, that way she isn't trying to idle and you don't get glamorized by the entire suit as a whole. So first up is our hair, and it is a very high ponytail with some little intricate braids, and of course the ponytail goes so high up into the sky it's ridiculous, but it does have another form which looks like it with the ponytail not deitized. So that's nice, because I was a little worried about that and like, well, what's even the point if you aren't even going to be able to see most of it all the time. So I'm glad that they do have a version of it where it's not so just stuck up in the air. And there is 4 dye slots for this thing. Your first one is going to be the base right here, and oh my goodness, I love all the details. The ombres on it are definitely dipped ombres. They don't really have too much of a fade. You can really see that harsh line. Reminds me of like the raccoon tails. Slot 2 is going to be that opposing ombre. Slot 3 is going to be your middle ombre, actually. Hold on, blue right there. I didn't realize this was going to have so many ombres in it, but that is really fun. Wow, that's cute. And then lastly, it's our light particles. I don't know how to feel about that. It does look like it's not just sparkles. Like whenever I first put the white on, it does look like there's a bit of, yeah, you see it? There's like little smoky clouds almost. Let me change the background. There we go. Now you can see it. There's like little puffy clouds and sparkles with this one. I'm gonna see if I can starlight that black to get rid of it, because alright, so you can definitely get rid of the clouds, but it doesn't look like you can get rid of these sparkles. It looks like they turned black. Let me just check that again. Let me switch back. So yeah, with starlighting you can get rid of those like gauzy clouds, but the little specks will turn into little void dots, which is better than having those light clouds when you don't want them, I guess. Overall, a very pretty hair. I'm happy that they gave us 2 versions, because if we were stuck with only this version, I do not know how often I'd be able to use it, to be honest. And here is our dress, and I swear this thing looks like an upgraded version of the Exiled Star dress. You see what I'm saying? Let me just put her in the same posture. Actually, oh my gosh, I almost did it. I almost messed up my home screen outfit. Let me switch. So here is the Exiled Star dress, and here's the Invincible Moon dress, not dyed appropriately. But actually, let me go ahead and dye it those same colors. Right again. So here is the Exiled Star dress, and here is the Invincible Moon dress. They definitely give the same vibe to me. This is just an upgraded version of this one right here, which is fine. I don't mind it. And plus this one comes with a lot of dye slots, but I know some people may not like that. But as for the quality of the metal, let me dye this not such a weird color. I have it dyed this one, and I know that's a little weird. So let me go ahead and dye it what I would do for my typical gold, which is this one. And it does look a little weird. I mean, I like all the scuffs and everything, but it does look flexible. It looks like cosplay. You know that styrofoam they use to fake metal, because like ain't no way someone's gonna build this out of real metal unless they have oodles of money. Because let me go back to Exiled Star. So if you look at the metal on this one, it doesn't have any of those scuffs and everything. It's pretty pristine looking, and there's nothing around the chest for me to compare it to. It's not flexing because it's not around her chest, so there's nothing for it to bend around for me to really judge it. But I can see what people are talking about They didn't take the time to make this like actually have like 3D parts to it. Like if you see these circles right here and this little section right here are flat. Now for a 6-star, that's a little disrespectful. I feel like they should have just modeled these to bump out just a little bit to give it that actual dimension and not just use like art dimension. This kind of reminds me of, what is that show? I don't watch TV, but it's based off of League of Legends. I think it's, I don't know, I just know the main character is Jinx. And anyway, the art style kind of reminds me of this art style. Like this almost looks 2D because I mean it is 2D. They didn't like bump out anything. I think that is where all of the issues for this dress are coming from and the low quality thing. And it would be an easy fix. I know it's not hard to go into Blender or whatever 3D program they have, select those areas and just pull the vertexes out to make it bump out and have a 3D item. So they could easily do it, and I do think that would solve part of the issue of it not looking up to par for a 6-star. Even on this little hip thing right here, these are flat when they should be 3-dimensional. So I can't understand why some people would be upset. But let's go ahead and get into the dies. So she does have 19 die slots, a butt ton of die slots. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. Cancel. This thing has 2 different variations actually. So let's go ahead and look at that. No change for die areas 8, 9, 12, 13. What does it get rid of? Oh, it gets rid of like all the vines and everything. So it's still a very big dress, but it's not as big, and it definitely even more fits with Exiled Star. So that is nice, but for the sake of this, I'm going to showcase it this way because I'm sure it'll be the same the other way. I really do like all of these like fleur-de-lis kind of vines that shoot out. All right, now we will really get into it. So for our first die slot, you do get this little ombre right here. Our second is that lower ombre. It comes out very far. So together they fade like this. Also, it does look like, where is it? Is it this one? This is gonna dye the like little hip tattoo marks, I guess. And they're not gonna, they're like light particles. So even though I have my thing dyed red, they're clearly orange. So you are gonna fight with that color. It's not gonna be exact, which I really don't like. I wish they would have made that its own dye slot because now I'm never gonna unsee that and it's never gonna match, and that's gonna be bothersome for me personally. And here is slot 3. It does look like it's another part of the ombre. So again, this is slot 2. And this yellow is slot 1. So actually you can make some really pretty color combinations with this. I'm already getting a bunch of ideas on how to dial this to just have a beautiful little rainbow. Slot 4 is even more of that, so we can get even more colorful and just have a full-on gradient. Slot 5 is going to be that underlayer down there. That's a really pretty pinkish red right there. Slot 6 is another piece of that underlayer, so let me just put them together. It's a very nice ombre. Slot 7 is yet another layer to that underlayer. So this dress is gonna have lots of ombres and fades, and it's gonna be like super, just let me show you. So here it is. I did the first white, then a teal, and then a blue, and then a red, and then again I layered the teal, blue, and then red. So yeah, this is going to be such a colorful way to dye this dress with all these ombres and everything. I'm going to have so much fun making outfits with this. Dye slot 8 is going to be part of your vines. This is going to look really good with that one underworld dream scene. Number 9 is more of those leaves, so you can have it be, oh gosh, oh my gosh, I love that. Number 10, we're getting into our metalwork, and unfortunately the embroidery on the back part of the dress, can't stand that. Slot 11 is more of your metalwork. I would have much rather had the embroidery be on one and then both pieces of these metal be on the same dye slot, even if it limited my creativity, but most of the time I'm dyeing all my metal the same color anyway. Slot 12 looks to be a very, I think it's a design on the tulle underskirt. Slot 13 is again more of that design on the underskirt. 14, we get the breast feathers and these feathers on the back. It's a really nice back design. I just got some mail. And now I can't click the undo button because if I click that, it's going to click on that. And it's probably just going to be someone. Oh, wait. Actually, maybe someone's trying to talk to me. Hold on. Okay, so I don't remember if I just said this one or not, but 14 is going to be part of your feathers. I did because it said breast feathers and I felt weird for saying it. So, yes, feathers. Slot 15 is going to be an ombre with those. So let's go ahead and see that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm going to write down this color combination. 16 is going to be your jewels, and it looks like they have a moving effect in them. That is super cool. Let me see what that... Ooh, that's neat. Oh, that is so cool. I think every single one of them does that. Wow, that's so pretty. Slot 17 is the tips of the feathers. I don't know why they had to make those slots separate, because I thought we were done with the feathers, but we're not done with the feathers. And then slot 18, we went back to the gems, or not the gems, these parts right here. What does that look like? That's really pretty, but I don't like how these little ones didn't get affected, because now that I have this red and this blue together, it has changed how the red looks on the hip ones, but the red is still very red right here. So that's unfortunate. And then slot 19 is your light particles, and oh my god, is that gorgeous. Like, that's so pretty. And I love that it shoots down from the skirt and comes all the way down. I like that it highlights the embroidery. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I guess we need to check. You cannot get rid of it. It does turn into like the black sparkles and everything. And then I guess on standard black, which is around here somewhere, it'll be kind of just like a gray cast. But it does look like there is glitter that you can get rid of on the bottom of the dress. You see it, and then you don't. It is a pretty dress, but as we discussed, there is a few problems with it. But I can get over those. I really like how this is dyed right here. The bottom part with these like little leaves and everything, that's really pretty. But moving on, before I get too stuck on talking this dress, I think I've already talked about it for like 15 minutes and that's way too long. For our coat, it does only have one form, which is fine. I am totally okay with that because this thing is super pretty. Let me not have it dyed all black like a super weirdo. Again, it has that cosplayer-ish metal to it, but this one isn't bad because it does look like they've pumped everything out. So it doesn't have any of those flat 3D areas, at least on that side. And even on this side, everything looks to be 3D. So this piece looks way better than some of the metal pieces on the dress, simply because of that. So our first dye slot is going to be the top half of these feathers. Your second is going to be that lower half, and it looks like there might be a third ombre piece. Your third dye slot is your metal work. Your fourth is that other piece of ombre, so together with all three of them, it is going to look like this. You get super festive with it. Dye slot 4 is going to be these little gems, and they do have the moving effect. At least the ones on the shoulder caps do. I don't think these little ones do. Slot 6 is going to be this metal work, the leaves and everything. Oh, and that was everything. That was our last dye slot. So yes, she can be pretty colorful too, especially those feathers. Gorgeous. I'm going to be using it a lot. All right, and here is our socks, which are actually not socks. They're kind of just like flower appliques on your skin. At least that's what I think they are. I don't see any sheerness on my doll's legs, so I really like that. Your first dye slot is going to be like the vines and everything, and then your second is going to be the flower part. Oh, that's so gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's also like embroidery on your leg, so it's like stitched into your leg and everything if you want to get morbid with it. That's pretty cool. Alright, and here is our shoes. These, I know, are not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and even they knew it wasn't going to be everyone's cup of tea because they gave you a second option where they are just normal shoes. So that is excellent, and they look beautiful to me in both forms. They didn't make all the metal on this one isn't too dented. And it does look like everything, well, not everything is bumped out, but let's look up here. I like this little part that goes around the kneecap too. That's really pretty. There's so much detail, and I'm glad they put like all the little scuff marks again on it. I find it really pretty and authentic, especially for this is supposed to portray Artemis, who's a warrior and hunter, so it makes sense that her armor wouldn't be pristine. It would have nicks in it and everything, so I'm really happy they did that. Now, because these shoes are so drastically different, I'm going to do like a side-by-side and just kind of count through the dye slots as I dye them. Dye slot 1, dye slot 2, dye slot 3, dye slot 4, dye slot 5, dye slot 6. So these are super, super cool, and I do like that the crystals dye like this. This is amazing. I'm super excited about that. Of course, there is that problem with if you've got a light color, you're going to see all that purple in there. But if you dye it black, you can't. And for Starlight, you can completely black it out. So it is like the socks. If you were like really worried about that, you are going to be able to block out that crystal. Also, I really love that you can dye the inside of the crystals a different color. Like, how gorgeous is that? But another thing we need to check, because this changes the shape of your foot so much, we need to see how they work with pants or without pants or with socks and everything. So I just kind of wanted to pair it with the mermaid version of the skirt version of the mermaid suit, and I think it's really pretty. They kind of have that same light effect and everything. But let me actually put some pants on now and be for real about this. So they do stick out your calves a little bit, kind of a lot of bit, but I mean, I don't know who would want to pair those pants with these shoes anyway. With the myriad set, the myriad pants. Honestly, I'm probably gonna pair these together. I think it looks really pretty. Your dream mark pants. So yeah, I mean, if you can wear them with the pants, it's not gonna like clip that part out. You will still, oh, you can't wear those pants with it. You're gonna see the back of those things poking out, and you can't wear these tight pants. We need some tight pants to try on. Let me see. Can we pair this with Stack? Oh, well, that's a little weird. If you pair it with Saint Ticolo, you do have some misalignment issues, which does not bode well for Stack's favor, but I'm gonna check because I'm kind of like really super curious because I love Stack. It is one of my favorite outfits, and you cannot wear it with it. Excellent. Excellent. That is so sad. Also, her leg is clipping through the outfit up here on this one. Not that I would wear this outfit with this shoe anyway with these clipping issues, but dang, is that unfortunate. I would have loved to pair that with Stack. But you can wear these with the other cracked socks to continue the cracked theme, but as you can see right here, it is not going to sit on the shoe because it deforms your legs so much. So we're probably going to have that issue on everything else. It's not going to morph the 3D object, it will just clip. So if you were looking to doing that, you're gonna have issues. Where is the one from Vitrum Talk? That could still work, but I'm looking for the crystal leg piece. Where is it? Where is it? There she is, Crystal. Ooh, that's unfortunate that that doesn't work together. It gets really weird too. Maybe they'll fix that one day. I hope they do. I'm gonna put in a complaint about it. Maybe they're either gonna fix it or they are going to just ban the items from being paired together. It's a 50-50 chance, you know? But it would be really pretty if these paired together. Oh, it's a shame that they don't. I don't even, man. Okay, anyway, moving on. The shoes are gonna be a little harder to work with in this form at least, but I think most normal people aren't gonna have them in the deer form to begin with. They're gonna have them in the other form most of the time, so it's just gonna have to be something that you work with. Alright, so our antlers are actually in the hat category, and they do have two versions as well. So it looks like we're going to have a holographic version and a solid version, both of which look fine to me. I'm excited to have them, plus we can scale them up and make them really, really big. And you could probably rotate them upside down and drop them down below and have them be really weird looking finger wings. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, for all you weird girls like me out there. This is definitely there. It's an option. Die slot 1, die slot 2, die slot 3, die slot 4, die slot 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that is super weird. I don't know why they didn't just make slot 4, 6, and 7 be something useful on the solid as well. Like, you know, in Japan, whenever they break a porcelain bowl and they do the gold inlay fix, like with just to put everything back together, they still could have used slot 4, 6, and 7 in the antlers by doing something like that, or maybe just have some metal plating, because I mean, she's a warrior, her armor's all scuffed. It doesn't make sense that there's no scuff marks on her solid horns. Like maybe they've been nicked in battle or something. So 4, 6, and 7 could have been scuff marks on the antlers themselves to portray that sort of warriorness, but they didn't do that. Instead, they just left those die slots be blank. Super weird, but I guess that's how it is. And here is our hairpiece. I'm going to, let me see, headwear positions. So we've got 4 right there. Let me go put the hair on and see if we get any more headwear positions. Nope, we still have 4. Is this going to be the one time they give us a 6-star hair accessory that isn't tied? That's awesome. Okay, super cool. And there's no alternative styles for it either. We do have 5 die slots for this thing. You're going to get all your metal work right here and some of your pearls, feathers, and then your moon, then your little crystals, and then the ombre on those feathers. I like that. Slot 4 is going to be the crystals on those little things right here. Ooh, I hope that's its own separate piece. I made an angel fit a while back, and I feel like this would be really nice to have, because I didn't have a face, and what I ended up using as the face for my angel was just the face from the Dance of Deceit. I think that would make a good replacement for that, to actually make her not have a face at all. And then 6 is your light particles. Let me see if we can starlight that black, because there's also like a rainbow that shoots out of her head. So you cannot starlight that away. You can sort of get rid of the feathers and everything, but that one halo above your head, the rainbow thing, is still going to be there. Overall, I am super pleased with this piece. I'm glad that nothing is locked to the hairstyle and that there's 4 different headwear options for it. Let me actually see. Let me take them all off. So piece number 1 is going to be your little moon piece, and that's what your feather light particles are tied to. Your second is going to be this piece, and I'm so happy that it's its own piece. I'm going to have so much fun scaling this up and moving it around. Number 3 is going to be this little crown. It does have a little special spot, which is really just up there. And number 4 is going to be that right side or left side piece right over here. So happy those are 2 separate pieces. Next we have this awesome I cannot express to you how cool this thing is, because it's jawbones and teeth over your face and that's so cool. I mean, it is metal, so you'll never like get it to, like, if you were to dye it like a brownish color, it's always going to be metallic or whatever. You're never going to be able to make it look like actual bones, but oh my god, is it so cool. Actually, let me put on a different hair. Okay, now that we don't have the little wispies in the way, this thing is super cool. I love this so much, and let me go ahead and just get through the dice, because I'm gonna sit here forever talking about this thing and looking at it. So here is our first die slot. It is most of the stuff, and then our second is going to be kind of like an ombre on the bone pieces. You're gonna have the moon, and then these little last, what are these on the, I think they're leaves. Yeah, they're leaves. Super cool piece. Oh my god, I'm way more impressed with this now that I'm able to see it, because, you know, in the display you can't tell that this is a jawbone and teeth. Anyway, I'm gonna move on because I'm too excited right now. Also, it doesn't clip into pointed ears. Okay, now I really am done. As for our earrings, they are super cool looking. Our first die slot is going to be all this metal right here, and it is a deer in there. They do, the hoops clip on pointed ears, or maybe it's just because my ears are so big, I don't know. Our second are the dangling feathers, and our third are these small little beads right here. All right, here is our necklace. She does come down the back with that nice lacy filigree almost. I love that. Our first die slot is going to be this part in the back, your embroidery part. Your second is going to be the middle thorns. Your third, your fourth, and that ombre together. It's kind of sharp, not really much of an ombre. And your fifth. Very glittery almost. Kind of wish these socks had this option because I think the socks only had two options to dye it. If I remember correctly, it was the embroidery part and then the flowers. So I wish the socks would have been given this same like dye scheme to dye the glitter, to have an ombre on the flowers, and have the stitching be its own dye slot still. And for our gloves, we also get 4 dye slots. Ooh, that is disappointing for now. Hold on, well no, it has to be disappointing for the rest too. I don't like that. They gave at least the socks 2 options to have the flowers and the stitching be separate, but for the gloves, they miffed it. Your second dye slot, your third, and your fourth. That's upsetting. I'm not gonna lie, that is truly... that's depressing. They're still very pretty, obviously, but I cannot stand how they chose to divvy up the dye slots for that when they made the necklace and the socks not be like that. Like, have some consistency, please. That way I can have everything dyed similarly and I don't have to, like, oh my gosh. Anyway, moving on. Alright, and for our handheld, this massive, massive bow. It does have 2 forms as well. I kind of thought we were going to get a smaller bow. But, oh, what is this one? What did it even do? It just kind of collapsed on itself. It relaxed, so I guess one is when it's pulled taut and one is when it's not. Okay, let's really look at this. Yeah, it's just kind of tight and then not kind of tight. That's your 2 versions. So I guess I will keep the... I guess it doesn't really matter which way I dye it. Yeah, the dye slots don't change. So let's go ahead. Our first dye slot is going to be your metalwork. Second is the crystals. Your third is the ombre on those crystals. Wow, that eats up really far. Like, if you look back at this one, that blue comes all the way down to like the tips and everything. But if you put white on, that white just like devours that blue. That is insane. Dye slot 3. Dye slot 4. Dye slot 5. Dye slot 6. Dye slot 7. And number 8. So a lot of sparkles on this one. Let me check to see. Yoink, starlight. So you're still going to be able to see all of those light effects, even on the starlight black. I wish the ombre wasn't so, it didn't fade so much on the lighter colors. I would like to have that other color bleed a bit more down. And our tailpiece, there is some undyeable parts on this one. Unfortunately, I don't know why they chose to make these gems not be able to dye. Those are pretty standard across the suit, so it's weird that they chose not to do that. But our first dye slot is going to be dang near all of it. Slot 2. So I'm guessing there is an ombre in there. That's really pretty. These things are huge, by the way. Dye slot 3, my goodness. Oh, it's just kind of like an effect. Not a light effect, but an effect nonetheless. Dye slot 4. And dye slot 5 are your little sparkles. Very disappointing that we cannot dye those gems on the butt. Or I guess you can dye them, but it's gonna have an overlay. Let me find which dye slot is the overlay. I think it's this one. Dye slot number 2. Looks like it's controlling that. So it's an overlay system with the gems. And here is our little bird friend, Glacier Gleam. It also has 2 forms. Oh, we can have it be big or be small. Oh my gosh. Calm down, please. Why are you so high up? Edit backward position? Floating? Jeez. Why was that so... That was like ridiculously high up, wasn't it? So it just like perpetually flies. Oh, and of course, now that I changed the height, this one sinks in. My goodness. I'm gonna do the dyes in this one because I'm sure it's gonna be the same, and this is just gonna be easier to see. So our first dye slot is going to be a majority of the bird's base color. Your second is going to be the ombre on all those colors, so together. Your third is going to be the light effects on the tips of some of those feathers. That looks really cool and ominous. Also, it does the irises on the slot. 4 is your tail feathers. 5 is your beak and your tootsies, and 6 is your little light particles. The only problem I have with this one is when you switch forms, it literally goes so high into the sky you cannot see it. I don't know which way I'm probably going to end up using this bird more often. Probably this way? Maybe? I don't know. I don't even know how often I'm going to be using this bird to begin with. And of course, we have our postures. So there's Invisible Moon Crescent, which is just this seated one. And then you have the bow pull. Now, her body is super contorted in this one. Like, her hip is shooting so far out. And let me see if she'll probably idle with the handheld in her hand only. Oh, might have to change the posture back. How goofy. So here it is with the posture and the handheld. I kind of wish there was a string that she was pulling back, you know, or holding a bow. Having her hand curled like that, like she's already pulling something back, but there's nothing there. It looks a little silly. I don't know if she's gonna idle. So surely there's an idle with this, right? Okay, I got a little worried. It took her forever. So it looks like from that position, she'll do this one, swing the bow around, shoot it. She goes so high up, my goodness. A little twirl, and she slams back down on the seat and goes back into this position. Now, I don't know if this one is going to be tied to the bow as well, because technically she's supposed to be sitting on the bow, but to have both of the idols tied to the same handheld, I don't think that's normal. It might be normal. I hope it's not the same idol. You know, typically with these we get 2 different idols. Oh, it's looking like it's gonna be the same thing. That's sad. Alright, so here's our blazing arrow from the angel set. Aw, come on. That sucks. They could have made these bows work together and that hand posture and everything. That's so lame. Let me see this one. Ah, that's a bummer. So overall, we have a few complaints and a few compliments over the entire suit. I'm happy with it overall. There's a lot of pieces in here I do like, and I think I'll be able to use most of them consistently, so I think it is settled for me. Again, I wish the posture was actually this one and not this one, because that other posture with the hand on the knee, oh gosh, that is perfect. I'm hoping that is in the dynamic pose. Let me check really quick. Overnight draw, just shoo, because you're gonna see this here again in a second whenever I do the fashion display. There it is. Okay, so I mean, at least we can get still shots of this really cool pose right here. Yeah, that's sick. Here is our 5-star set. How do you say that? Is that a French word? Coquelicot? Coquelicot? I'm gonna Google it. My pronunciation sucks because I can't speak French to save my life. It's something like that, but like you say it like Frenchy, you know? Is also it's French for poppy, which makes sense for all of the flowers on the dress. So here she is in all white. Really, really lovely. Lots of light debris on the dress though, like a serious amount of it. Also, I love This hat. As soon as I saw it in the thing, I was like, wow, that's so cute. But even the hair, I know that I said earlier that this bob was like not all that specific, because I think you can replace it with other bobs that we've gotten, but I do like how it curls around the face and you can still see the big earrings. And here she is in all black. So of course you can't dye the tattoo, and I can't see the socks because they're underneath the dress, but we'll see them in a moment. But everything does look like it is dyeable. Now this set does remind me of the Find Memories outfit that we got. I mean, they're not too similar, and I only say that because they are both big dresses with hats. But they are both big dresses with hats and very tall gloves. So there's that. For our hair, here she is a full 360. We do have 2 dye slots. The first is going to be your base color, and then your second is going to be that little ombre right there around the face. I really wish you could sort hairs by updos and then lengths again. This one's cute, and I think because whenever you put a hat on with this, it chops off the bun part. So if you're still looking to like just have a bob to wear with this hat and you don't end up pulling the hair, you can still just use any bob and get the same kind of like cute effect. So here is our dress by itself. She is sleeveless, so you're going to be able to put all of your like sleevey coats on there. And she does have 13 dye slots, the first of which is going to be just your corset part. Your second is all of this, wow. Your third is the ombre. Your fourth is the second half of that ombre, so here they are together. Your fifth is the underskirt. That does dye eerily similar to that other suit dress because it does the same thing. It had the base skirt and then it has a sheer overlayer to it. So this isn't new, this isn't unique, it's just a different design on top of it. Our 6th slot is going to be your base. Our 7th, the 8th, and with that, you can have these 2. The 9th, I didn't realize how many crystals were on this thing, but oh, that's so pretty. It almost looks like splatters of blood. And slot 10 is going to be your finer details. Slot 11 is even more of that beadwork. Slot 12 is hard to see, but it is your glitter on the corset part up here. And slot 13 is your light particles, and again, that is everything that shoots up from the bottom, the petals and the dust. Not a bad dress at all, it just does remind me of the other dress that I showed you like 5 seconds ago, but it is really pretty and I like the dye options for it. And here are our socks. Our first dye slot is going to be the tights, our second is the vines, our third is the petal base, our fourth is your smattering of crystals, and our fifth are the crystals on the inside of the flowers. These are actually really pretty socks. I wish they were full-length socks though, instead of thigh highs. I prefer, if it's gonna be that high, make it go all the way up too, you know? Like, don't make it so small. Or just have this weird gap, because if I want to pair this with like any of these shorter dresses or anything, then you still have that gap there, and I don't want to see that gap. I'd rather just them, if they're going to be, like I said, if they're going to be that tall, go ahead and make them full-length socks. But besides that, these are great. These are cute socks. And here are our shoes. Again, I couldn't see them from the beginning, but I actually really love the heel. It is a flower, and then the petal bloom is like bent down, kind of like it's dying to hold up the shoe, you know? Like, that's really pretty. It's a shame that you can't really see that from the front. Like, from the front, it looks like a really boring shoe. But then you look at the back and you're like, oh wow, that's gorgeous. Of course, I don't know how you would implement those designs on the front without clogging it up, but I mean, I'm pretty sure they could have done something else. Like maybe had the dying roses or dying peonies or poppies, whatever they are, on the front as well. But there's 7 dye slots. Your first is going to be the base of the shoe. Your second is the heel part, and then this filigree. Your third is these crystals. Your fourth are these crystals. Your fifth are these crystals. Your sixth is your metalwork. And your 7th is the glitter. Oh my god, and the glitter moves! Why? Is that on the back of the shoe where you can barely see it? That's such a pretty detail. I wish this would have been the entire shoe and not just the back. Oh, it's so gorgeous. And here is our lovely, lovely hat. Our first die slot, our second, our third, our fourth, our fifth, our sixth, our seventh, and our eighth. I am so excited about this hat. I love that it is a bunch of layered petals and flowers, and look at the little stem on top. Oh my god, that's adorable. Please, that is so cute. And it can get so big. Look. Oh my gosh. Yep, this is definitely my favorite piece from the 5-star suit. This is so cute. With our earrings, we did get 5 die slots. The first, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. I didn't realize that they were 2 separate earrings, so I like them a little bit more now because I love it whenever they have 2 earrings that are not a mirror match. And here are our, oh my gosh, our R, and here are our, sorry if I never say our correctly and it just sounds like I'm saying RR. I'm from the South, so a lot of vowels and stuff like that get lost on me. But our first die slot is going to be the ombre. Here's our second, our third, our fourth, our fifth, and our sixth, which is the glitter. Oh, that's so nice. I'm glad that they gave us that. These are really cute, and it does look like the glitter is pretty like congested here in the center of the arm. That's pretty interesting. And at least for my doll, I can get that top ombre to be very close to making it look like it is just a sheer glove up there. So I do like that. And she came with her own butt bow as well. Die slot 1 is pretty much everything. Die slot 2 is your ombre, so you can have a, it's actually a very nice ombre actually. Die slot 3 and die slot 4. Not a bad piece. I'm glad that it's actually really close to the body. Unlike, where is it? This one? Like, that's really far away from the body. This makes sense for it to be far away. I like that this one's closer and then this one is super close. Let me go put it on a different dress. So it does stay a lot closer to the body, so I'm glad that they upgraded it to where we can do that now. And for our back tattoo, I did just put on another outfit because you can't really see it, but it is just this white piece. Kind of super bland, but I mean it's there, and if you like back tattoos, it's a white one. Overall, she's a pretty good suit. I don't care for the tattoo, but I never care for tattoos, especially back tattoos of all tattoos. I feel like that's just them trying to, because I think like every 5-star suit, I've talked about this with another person and they've actually done the calculations, and there's like a certain amount of pieces that need to come with each level star of suit. And I personally think that whenever they give a tattoo, they just wanted to fill up a slot number. And so it's kind of just like a, here, just take this and be quiet sort of thing, which I don't like. I wish that, because I mean, the tattoos aren't customizable at all. They are stuck there. You can't change the color. And yeah, they just, I don't like them. I would have much rather than have given us something else. Maybe a handheld. I'm surprised they didn't give us a ring with this outfit, to be honest. But I think a handheld would have been nice. Maybe her holding a bouquet of these dead poppies. I think that would have been cute and would have matched the outfit and like the other kind of like droopy flower designs on the rest of it. And here is our 4-star suit, Grit Depth. I'm not too excited about this outfit. I just don't know. I don't know if I'll ever use it. Anything of it. Maybe the gloves for sure, because they are 4-star gloves and they'll be cheap to unlock. I think the only other ones that we have like this are 5-star, and I just don't want to spend the 7 veins to unlock them. So having these is nice. So here she is in all black. Not too bad. But it's hard to find anything that doesn't look good in all black, you know? but it does look like everything is dyeable. Let me check for overlays. And it does not look like there's going to be any overlay dyes, so everything is going to dye true to whatever you want it to be. So for our dress, we do have 11 dye slots, which is kind of surprising. Here is your first, your second, and so you can see this a little bit better, your third, your fourth, your fifth, your sixth, so with that ombre, your seventh, your eighth, your ninth, and with those together, your 10th, and your 11th. A lot of dye slots for this thing. So honestly, it's pretty customizable. For our socks, they are like little slouchy socks, and they are kind of sheer a bit, but your first dye slot is here. Your second is the bottom half of that. So here's an ombre together with black and blue. And your third is the polka dots. I know that's a little hard to see. Let me dye it all black and then dye this one red. So it's a bit easier to see with a dark base. It's interesting, and I do actually own a pair of these in real life, but I would never pair them with high heels like this. I typically wear them with Mary Janes. For our shoes, your first dye slot is the base, your second is the heel, your third are the crystals on the back, your fourth is the crystals on the front, and your fifth are the crystals on the upper band up here. You know, they really made this outfit customizable, and I'm kind of salty about it because I don't really like the outfit, but I think they know that it wasn't going to be a fan favorite, so they made it have a lot of customability to it to make up for the fact. Or maybe I'm just being super picky. I don't know. I mean, maybe the whole thing will grow on me, but at first glance, I didn't see anything too crazy about it anyway. We'll see. For our earrings, we do have 3 dye slots. The first is going to be your metalwork, your third are the small crystals, and your fourth is the big crystal. For our necklace, we also have 3. I think it's going to follow the same dye pattern, metalwork. Oh, nope. And then we get this big chain and then these smaller chains. And then all your crystals on one dye slot. I actually love that. They gave 2 slots for the metalwork, 1 for the pendant piece, 1 for the chain, and then all the crystals dyed. Man, why did they have to go off and do this on a suit that I was talking smack on a little bit, you know? And for our gloves, we also get 3 dye slots. Your first is your glove base, our second, and our third. And for our handbag, here's our first, our second, our third, and our fourth is the metalwork, including the zipper. I think I just don't like this like checkered pattern on this part right here. I just we could do without that. So I'm gonna dye it the same color so it disappears. I think I like that a bit better. But yes, my initial opinion of it has changed. I do like it a bit more after being able to see the customability of the entire thing. Alright, and here's our loose 6-star earrings. As we suspected, there's only 2 dye slots, and it's pretty obvious. You're going to get your metalwork and your beads on the first, and then your second is going to be the little flower petal in the center. And here's our veiled words hairpiece. Again, I'm most excited about this loose piece. It has 4 dye slots. It is fully dyeable, and there's no overlay dye slots. Your first dye slot, your second, your third, and your fourth. Those punks, oh my god. I'm so upset that they chose to specifically not let us scale this item up. Those jerks. Oh my god. That's irritating. I'm so upset. Way to stifle my creativity. Maybe that's why they didn't do it, because this thing is gonna like be super weird with its physics and everything. But dang it, man. Dang it. I was really looking forward to making this be really big. Well, that's a shame. I mean, you can still move it around and everything, but you cannot change the size of it, unfortunately. And here's our little coin pouch. You get 3 dye slots. It is fully dyeable and fully customizable. Your first dye slot is your metal, your second is the baggie, and your third is the little robe. And here's our 5-star silk-like treat dress. She's pretty cute, she's pretty short, she's just there. But she does have 5 dye slots, which I do like. Sometimes they like to give us 5-star loose items and they only have 2 dye slots. But this one has 5, so I'm pretty excited about that. And she is fully dyeable with no overlays. Dye slot 1, dye slot 2, some orange like highlights in there, I don't know about that. Dye slot 3, dye slot 4, and dye slot 5. So I did say it reminded me of a dress, and it reminds me of this one. They're not similar at all. I just got similar vibes from them. They're both bows and ruffles and like little short dresses, I guess, but now that I'm looking at them, they're not very similar. So I take it back. And here's our other loose 5-star dress. She has 8 dye slots. That's phenomenal. She is fully dyeable and fully customizable. Our first dye slot, our second, our third, our fourth, our fifth, our sixth, our seventh, and our 8th, which are little butterflies. And our 7th was like the leaves, and then number 8, let me change the color so you can see all these. They're very shiny, which I really like. That's really pretty. I do feel like it makes my doll's hips look way wider than they normally do. I think because the dress flares out a lot. But it's nothing bad. Oop, my phone just vibrated. That was probably really loud. I hope the mic didn't catch that. And here's our earring, Fuzzy Dawn. I didn't realize it was only going to be one-sided. Again, that increases my like factor for it. We don't have any overlays, and she is fully dyeable. Our first dye slot, which I don't like, is the metal and the fluff. Our second is, oh my god, is that the backing and then more fluff and then more metal? Man. Our third and our fourth. And here is our little hair bow. It is fully dyeable and fully customizable. Dye slot 1, dye slot 2, dye slot 3, and dye slot 4. And here is our Jade Gleam bracelet. No overlays. Actually, it actually does look like there's overlays. You can still see the design inside of the band right there, but you can dye that over. Our first is the metal. Our second is those designs, and again, it's going to have an overlay system. Our third is more of those designs, and our fourth is kind of like the backing of the bracelet itself, which leads us into our decom dress. She has 15 dye slots, and it does look like that display inside of like the decom preview, they just chose not to dye those things, or maybe they are overlays. It's kind of hard for me to tell with the all whites. But here it is in all black. No, yeah, they just chose to make sure those jewels were yellow each time in the displays. That was weird, but I was mainly worried about this thing up here, the shoulder gem not dyeing, but it does dye. So it looks like this is going to be pretty customizable as well. Our first dye slot, oh my god, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Our second is going to be that second ombre. Oh my god. That's so pretty. I don't know if it's just like the type of fabric, that like super glittery fabric or whatever, that's really pulling at my mind or whatever, but oh my gosh, I like the glitter. Our third, our fourth, our fifth, and with the fourth together. And then here is 1 and 2 and 4 and 5, so we can see all those ombres. Our sixth, our seventh is your minor details on the like sashes. Our 8th is more, oh wow, did you see that? It kind of disappeared. Like you can see it from far away. It's like the edging on those sashes that drape across the body, but when you get close, it's not there. Maybe they're just not supposed to be there? I don't know. But maybe it's just mainly this piece up here. Number 9. Number 10. Number 11. Number 12 is the ombre on that thing. So here they are together. Number 13 is going to be your swirls inside of that. So it is like 2 factors in there that you can use to your advantage. Number 14 is your glitter inside the dress. So you can have it not be so sparkly or have it be super sparkly. It is up to you. And number 15 is going to be your falling light particles. So I'm just going to hit the random button on this a few times so you can kind of get an idea of how this might turn out. But overall, ooh, goodness gracious, she's so pretty. Oh my gosh. I like this better than the 5-star dress. Definitely the entire 4-star suit. And I did like that a lot of the slots had, like, I think, what was it, 12 through, or 12, 13, there was a lot that had to do with the gems. Let me go back into the gems. Okay, yeah, so it is 7, 9, and 10 are your individual gems, like on the sashes and everything, and then 11 through 13 is your big shoulder gem right here, while slot number 8 is all of your metalwork. I'm so excited to play with this. Someone could definitely do Cleopatra with this. And here's our handheld feather letter. There are 7 die slots. What does this say? Cherry, concert, 1830, place, welcome, Paris, 28. What is the front? Oh, the front's just a music sheet. All right, so let's check. All of those work, and everything, there's no overlays. Awesome. Our first is the feather. Our second is the pin. Our third is the metalwork on the pen. Our fourth is the gem on the pen. Or the quill, actually. Or no, it's an ink pen. It's like a fountain pen. Our fifth is the parchment. Our sixth is the ink on the parchment. And our seventh are all of the music notes. And as for getting rid of that stuff, you cannot in Starlight. It just makes it very dark black. So if you were looking forward to getting rid of that, you cannot. Those light particles are there to stay, and if you are like me, that sucks. I really want a toggle off light particles. All right, and here's our reincarnation pool furniture item. This thing is so sick. Oh my god. It costs 27,900 chestnuts each time you want to place one down. However, because it is interactive, you cannot scale it. You can, however, still move it up and rotate it on the y-axis. And here is our interaction for it. It is just a bathtub, I believe. They changed what the things say. Dream fade, fatigue away, and bustle gone. Usually it says, like, you know, bubble bath or something. That's cute. But yeah, it's just a regular bathtub, so it's not going to do anything crazy. It'd be cool if it did, you know, if it changed the interaction. These special furniture pieces, I wish that they just did kind of like special interactions that came along with them to set them apart even further, since they are like really expensive to get. And here are our Koi Serenade contacts. Like I suspected, they are not the animated ones, but they are still very pretty. And here are our Shattered Galaxy contacts. These are the ones that are animated, and I was wrong, sort of. So the animation is over the gold thing. It's like a light effect, and it does look like the iris is twirling. So they did get me there, but I did know these would be the animated ones. They have a very massive light ring on the Dark Sclera, which I'm not too fond of, but it does fade nicely, so it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't stand out. And here is our facial tattoo, Butterfly Kiss. So with moving it around, you can scale it now. Let's make her super big and see what happens. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. It's not too pixelated. It is a little blurry. The gem does look a little weird, so actually, yeah, maybe it is just still a little too weird. Let me drop it down. I'd probably get rid... I'm going the opposite way. I'd get rid of that gem. Let me bring it over. Oh, it looks a little crooked, actually. It's not straight. Can we rotate it? I have to go this way to make it straight. Well, no, now the bottom is crooked. Aw. Well, you can scale it and you can shade it down if you want to, which is nice. It's a shame, though, that it's not a straight line tattoo. Here are eyelashes, Perfect Vow. Again, I don't see what's so caddish about these, but they are really pretty, and I do like that they are not a super harsh black, but a lighter black with a white. That's nice. So here's our lipstick powder wings. It is built in with a lot of actual lip lines and everything, so they've added a lot of that. There's a lot of highlight, and it does not cover the bottom lip fully. It does come in 4 shades: Smoke Wing, Moonlit Fluff, Rose Glow, and Morning Wing. Here's our first dye slot all the way up and all the way down, our second down, and all the way up, our third up, and all the way down, our fourth down, and all the way up. Definitely some usable shades on the mid-tone, and I do like this purple one on the darkest tone. That was really, really pretty on her. Same thing with this one, they were both nice. So this is a pretty versatile lipstick for all shades. And here is our second lipstick, Berry Burgundy. I was really worried about this one, but it actually looks pretty good. I like the way it looks. It's very unique. We don't really have too many of this. It does look like there's a little black built into it, plus the colors we get: Berry Shade, Ripe Brew, Sugar Cherry, and Warm Berry are so fun. Like, these colors are awesome. I love the green and the purple. Like, those are so cool. They're gonna fit so many of the fits that I do, because I do such not obnoxious colors, but like, you know, some brighter colors every now and then. This lipstick is gonna be great for that. But here's our first shade up and all the way down, our second shade down and all the way up, third shade up and all the way down, our fourth shade down and all the way up. If you see me using this lipstick too much, you didn't see me doing that, so we're all gonna ignore it, okay? For our loose eyeshadow, we get this one, Ice Age. It's really hard to see the details on this because they always choose to use the super pale base doll color for their displays, except for sometimes I think they change that one facial paint so that you can actually see it on the doll's tone. But this one, also really hard to see, but it does come with a lot of designs, specifically ones that match the 6-star dress, like these like twirly like leaf vine things. They match very much. I'm hoping that, let's see. Okay, so you can actually dye that like under eye bag. I was really nervous about that, but you can do that. There's lots of shades in this one, so that is exciting, and you do get 3 dye zones. So here's your first, and here's your second. What? Okay, so the 2 vines can dye on 2 separate slots. I like that. And then your third is going to be like that outer eye, and then right underneath the eye bag, it's like a highlight. Interesting. And you can tone it down. It kind of almost looks like scars on my doll if it's all the way down and on this color of brown. Interesting. So here's our first color slot, our second, our third, our fourth, fifth, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. A pretty good eyeshadow, and one that I'm happy they put in like the loose category so that you'll have multiple light chases to try and grab it. And here's our decom scene. It does look like it's going to work really nicely with those 360 motions, you know, but it is just frames with this one carpet and then this one light beam that comes out of nowhere. But it does cast a very significant glow on your doll. You can see that harsh white light right here. It can be pretty ghostly. I'm pretty sure it's going to look really good on the paler dolls. Let me see if I can move out of it though. You cannot, at least I could not. But let me go ahead and show you the posable area. So here she is, and you can pretty much be anywhere inside of these frames and everything. It gives you good liberty to be in that area. You do have your standard sink, and of course you can go up pretty high. Let me just swoop this all the way up. I think she even continues to go really high. Yeah, super high, but there's nothing in the sky, so most of the time I'm going to be just down here if I am posing in here. But if you have that one flower frame, we actually have 2 frames. I forgot about that, but we've got this floating one that came with the key set, and then we also have, watch it be a bag piece. It's not even in this section. It is a bag piece, but this other frame, so we can use both frames and we can come in here and have so many more frames. So if you're really trying to be super framey about it, you can do that. And here is that 360 motion I was talking about. Actually, let me loop it. I hate that this doesn't automatically loop. So you can kind of see what it looks like, and if you can see those edges. I know some people don't like to see the edges of the scene in these like 360 motions, so at least I personally don't like to see them, so I'm happy that you can't see that in this. But here's our lighting from the front, from the right, from the back, and from the left. And here's the lighting on the darkest and palest shade. This scene is very, very dark, so I don't know how often I would push it with the filters and everything, because I don't want my dolls to disappear too much. Let me check Halo really quick. It's not too bad. I just don't see myself playing with like these retouch settings. If anything, I'll be adding a filter that changes the color of the scene. And if I do touch anything in retouch, it'll be the white balance, again, just so I can change the color. And then of course DOF and everything. I would definitely use DOF. And here's lighting on my fully dressed up doll, so you can get a comparison of what it looks like compared to like your standard scene. Alright, and now I'm going to click through the filters so you can see how you might be able to change the ambiance of the scene. And our retouch settings, here's our vignettes, our halo, our DOF. Can't really see it right now because we're just not like that close. Our white balance, our saturation, our saturation, our contrast. Now, you do have a bit of a hot spot. It's literally like the doll origin point because of this light that comes down. As I've been moving around in this scene, I haven't really found anything else that makes her glow. I mean, you just pop into that area where the light is supposed to be and you are lit up a bit, and then when you pop out of it, you darken down a bit. But that harsh light that hits you from the right is pretty much consistently there. So if you were hoping to pop out of that, you cannot. And let me actually bring her up and see if the light will make her even brighter if she's up in it. It doesn't look like it's going to. Yeah, she's either just in it or she's not, and she's getting that cast on her. So that is pretty much it for this scene there. It really isn't too much to it. So if you are not about these frames and these flowers, don't bother with this one. Get something else you'd like more. And remember, if you do top up anything during this period, you do get this little dreamy blossom coat, which looks like this. She's actually pretty cute, very girly. It does only have 3 die slots, but you get white, pink, and yellow in your basics. And here she is in all black. So the only thing that's kind of a little weird, but not really weird at all, is this one little bubble bead right here. But I mean, it's supposed to be transparent, but there's no overlays. So your first die slot, your second, and your third. I don't like that the crystals, the metal, the glass bead, the pearl, all dies in the same slot, but I guess it can be cute. I'd probably just leave it all white though. Which is unfortunate because if I want the sweater black, I would typically want to dye this gold, but I don't know how I feel about that glass bead and then these crystals being the same color as my metal. I'm really weird about that. But overall, it's a cute little jacket, and I kind of wish I had one in real life. that was shaped like this, but I cannot imagine what a nightmare it would be trying to keep that wherever it is on your sleeves, you know, because it's like off the shoulder jacket, and that's just not possible unless, like, not for me anyway, unless I like tape it onto my shoulders. But I mean, it's really cute. That is everything I have for the Moonlit Hunt light chase. I do really hope you found this helpful and useful in deciding if you would like to spend your coupons or your diamonds on this, or put them into Palm Cage or the Wonder Box. We do have another rerun coming up. I think it's the Marble Reveal, which is, you can check in my description. I have a tracker that has that light chase listed in there, so you can see what suits are in it and see if you'd rather just like save for that one. That's a very good double 5-star banner. As always, if you've got any questions or concerns, please let me know in the comments and I will happily get back to you. But that is everything, so I will talk to you later. Bye bye.